Good day, Puerto Princesa! According to Sakuntala Devi, an Indian writer and mental calculator, without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. So our dear learners, come and join us in unfolding new knowledge and discoveries in the world of mathematics. I am Teacher Gerson, your tutor for Grade 9 Mathematics. Hello, Grade 9 learners! For this episode's learning competency, the learner should be able to illustrate quadratic equations. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify quadratic equations. Translate quadratic equation in standard form. Determine the quadratic term, linear term, and constant term. Illustrate the quadratic equations. Get ready and join me in this journey as we dig in about quadratic equations. If you are ready for our lesson, let's have a short activity. Watch and listen carefully. Write the letter of your answer in your answer sheets. I will give you 5 seconds to answer each item. Question number 1. Which of the following is a quadratic equation? A. 5x plus 3 equals 2. B. 2x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 4. C. 4x squared plus 2 equals 3x cubed. D. Negative 4x cubed plus 3x squared is equal to 0. Timer starts now. The time is up. The correct answer is letter B. 2x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 4. Question number 2. Which of the following is the standard form of quadratic equation? A. ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. B. ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 1. C. ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. D. ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 1. Timer starts now. The time is up. The correct answer is letter C. ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Question number 3. Which of the following is the linear term of 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 equals 0? A. 3x squared. B. Negative 5x. C. Negative 4. D. 3. Timer starts now. The time is up. The correct answer is letter B. Negative 5x. Question number 4. What is the quadratic term in 3x times the quantity x plus 2 equals 5? A. 3x squared. B. 3x. C. 6x. D. Negative 5. Timer starts now. The time is up. The correct answer is letter A. 3x squared. Question number 5. The length L of a rectangular wall is 19 meters longer than its width W. What equation would describe the length? A. L is equal to W minus 19. B. L is equal to W plus 19. C. L is equal to 19 minus W. And D. W is equal to 19 minus L. Timer starts now. The time is up. The correct answer is letter B. L is equal to W plus 19. What is your score? Did you get the perfect score? If yes, good job. If no, don't worry. We will deepen your understanding so you can get a higher score at the end of this episode. Have you ever asked yourself how the quadratic equation relates to your daily life? Let us consider this situation. Mr. De La Cruz bought a rectangular conference table made of gemelina at the furniture shop. The length of the top of the table is 1 meter longer than its width, and the area is 6 square meters. Can you translate the given situation into equation? If yes, that's great. If not, then let's learn together. Bear in mind that it is important to know how to express the situations into mathematical sentences. Here are the steps in translating situations into quadratic equation. Step 1. Make a representation of the variables involved in the situation. Use letters to represent the variables. We let W be the width. We let L be the length of the table, and A be the area of the top of the table. Step 2. Using the representations, identify the conditions involving the variables. L is equal to W plus 1, and A is equal to 6. Step 3. Establish the relationship between the variables. Set up the equation. A is equal to LW, and LW is equal to 6. Step 4. Link the conditions and establish the relationship between the variables. The quantity W plus 1 times W is equal to 6. Step 5. Find the indicated product. Multiply the monomial W and the binomial W plus 1 by distributive property. Distribute W to the first and the second term of the binomial. W times W plus 1 times W is equal to 6. And W squared plus W is equal to 6. The equation W squared plus W equals 6 is a quadratic equation. In translating situations into equations, it is important that you represent the given with the variable. The equation W squared plus W equals 6 that we obtained from the situation is an example of quadratic equation. But what is quadratic equation? Can you guess? Yes, you're right. A quadratic equation is an equation involving one variable in a second-degree equation. Here are some of the examples of quadratic equations. 3x squared is equal to 0. 2x squared plus 3x is equal to 0. X squared plus x minus 5 is equal to 0. A quadratic equation in one variable can be written in its standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a must not be equal to 0. A quadratic expression is equal to 0 and the terms are arranged in descending order according to the exponents of the variable x. The term ax squared with the exponent 2 of the variable x is the quadratic term. Bx containing the exponent 1 is the linear term, and c is the constant term. For example, x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. The quadratic term is x squared. The linear term is negative 7x. The constant term is 2. In the equation x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0, the value of a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 7, and c is equal to 2. There are also quadratic equations that has no constant term. It can be expressed as ax squared plus bx equals 0. An equation with no linear term can be expressed as ax squared plus c equals 0. An equation with no linear term and constant term can be expressed as ax squared equals 0. There are cases that the quadratic equations are not written in its standard form. Yes, you heard me right. The equations not in standard form must be written in standard form. Here are some of the examples. 3x squared is equal to x minus 5. The quantity 2x plus 1 times x minus 3 is equal to negative 5. And the square of 2x minus 3 is equal to negative 1. This time, I want you to get your pen and paper and let's transform the equations into standard form. Are you ready? Let's do it together. For our first example, write 3x squared equal to x minus 5 in standard form. Identify the quadratic, linear, constant, and determine the values of a, b, and c. Let us use the examples earlier. Example number 1. Write 3x squared equal to x minus 5 in standard form. Identify the quadratic, linear, constant, and determine the values of a, b, and c. Step 1. Apply the addition property of equality to make the right side of the equation 0. Add the additive inverse of the members on the right to both sides of the equation. The additive inverse of x is negative x and negative 5 is 5. Step 2. Combine like terms. The equation 3x squared minus x plus 5 is equal to x minus 5 plus 5 will become 3x squared minus x plus 5 equals 0. The equation 3x squared minus x plus 5 equals 0 is now in standard form. Let us identify the quadratic, linear, and constant terms and the values of a, b, and c. The quadratic term is 3x squared, the linear term is negative x, and the constant term is 5. The value of a is 3, the value of b is negative 1, and the value of c is 5. The equation 3x squared minus x plus 5 equals 0 is in standard form with a equals 3, b equals negative 1, and c equals 5. The quadratic term is 3x squared, the linear term is negative x, and the constant term is 5. Did you follow? Great job! Let us have another example. This time, it requires your prior knowledge in multiplying a binomial. Are you ready? Let's do it! Write the quantity 2x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 3 equal to negative 5 in standard form. Identify the quadratic term, linear term, and constant term. Determine the values of a, b, and c. Let us do it step by step. Step 1. Expand the product of the quantity 2x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 3 using FOIL method. Here are the parts of binomials to be multiplied. The first terms are 2x and x. The outer terms are 2x and negative 3. The inner terms are 1 and x. And the last terms are 1 and negative 3. The product of the first terms is 2x squared. The product of the outer terms 2x and negative 3 is negative 6x. And the product of the inner terms 1 and x is positive x. And the product of the last terms 1 and negative 3 is negative 3. After expanding the product, the resulting equation is 2x squared minus 6x plus x minus 3 equal to negative 5. Step 2. Combine like terms. The equation 2x squared minus 6x plus x minus 3 equal to negative 5 will become 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equal to negative 5. Step 3. Add 5, the additive inverse of negative 5 to both sides of the equation to make the right side of the equation 0. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 plus 5 is equal to negative 5 plus 5. Step 4. Combine like terms. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 plus 5 equal to negative 5 plus 5 will become 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0. The equation 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0 is now in standard form. Let us identify the quadratic, linear, and constant terms and the values of a, b, and c. The equation 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0 is in standard form with a equal to 2, b equal to negative 5, and c equal to 2. The quadratic term is 2x squared, the linear term is negative 5x, and the constant term is 2. The third example also requires your skill in expanding a binomial. Write the square of the quantity 2x minus 3 equal to negative 1 in standard form. Identify the quadratic term, linear term, and constant term. Determine the values of a, b, and c. Step 1. Square the binomial. Study the procedure below. Note that 2x is the first term and negative 3 is the second term of the binomial. Here are the steps in squaring binomial. First, square the first term. The first term is 2x and the square of the first term 2x is 4x squared. Step 2. Double the product of the first and the second terms. The first term is 2x and the second term is negative 3. 2 times the quantity 2x times negative 3 is equal to negative 12x. Step 3. Square the second term. The square of negative 3 is equal to positive 9. After squaring the binomial, the resulting equation is 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 equal to negative 1. Step 2. Add 1, the additive inverse of negative 1 to both sides of the equation to make the right side of the equation 0. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 plus 1 is equal to negative 1 plus 1. Step 3. Combine like terms. The equation 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 plus 1 equal to negative 1 plus 1 will become 4x squared minus 12x plus 10 equal to 0. The equation 4x squared minus 12x plus 10 equals 0 is now in its standard form, and the quadratic term is 4x squared. The linear term is negative 12x and the constant term is 10. The value of a is 4, b is negative 12, and c is 10. For our fourth example, write the equation 2x times the quantity x minus 2 minus 3 equal to negative 3 minus 4x in standard form. Identify the quadratic, linear, constant, and determine the values of a, b, and c. Step 1. Multiply the monomial 2x and the binomial x minus 2 by distributive property. Distribute 2x to the first and the second term of the binomial. 2x times the quantity x minus 2 minus 3 equal to negative 3 minus 4x. Multiplying 2x by the binomial x minus 2, that is 2x times x plus 2x times negative 2 minus 3 is equal to negative 3 minus 4x. 2x squared minus 4x minus 3 is equal to negative 3 minus 4x. Step 2. Combine like terms. 2x squared minus 4x plus 4x minus 3 plus 3 equals 0 will become 2x squared equals 0. The equation 2x squared is in standard form with a equal to 2, b equal to 0, and c equal to 0. The quadratic term is 2x squared. There is no linear term since b is 0 and no constant term since c is 0. Example number 5. Write the equation the square of 2x minus 3 equal to negative 1 in standard form. Identify the quadratic, linear, constant, and determine the values of a, b, and c. Step 1. Square the binomial. You may apply this concept. The square of a plus b is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. The square of 2x minus 3 equal to negative 1 becomes the square of 2x plus 2 times 2x times negative 3 plus the square of negative 3 equal to negative 1. 2x squared minus 12x plus 9 is equal to negative 1. Step 2. Combine like terms. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 plus 1 is equal to 0, and this will become 4x squared minus 12x plus 10 equals 0. The standard form of the equation is 4x squared minus 12x plus 10 equals 0. The quadratic term is 4x squared. The linear term is negative 12x, and the constant term is 10. The value of a is 4, the value of b is negative 12, and c is 10. To fully engage ourselves in this lesson, let us answer this activity. Get your answer sheet and pen and jot down your answers. Are you ready? Let's begin. Determine whether each of the following equations are written in standard form or not. Write SF if the equations are quadratic equations written in standard form, and N if not. Number 1. Ax squared equals 0. The quadratic equation is written in standard form. Number 2. B squared plus 3 equals x. The quadratic equation is not written in standard form. Number 3. C squared plus 5c equals 0. The quadratic equation is written in standard form. Number 4. D plus 4d is equal to 0. The answer is N. And that is not written in standard form, and it is not a quadratic equation. Number 5. E squared minus 6 equals 0. The equation is quadratic equation, and it is written in standard form. Did you get the correct answer? If yes, good job. If not, try again and proceed to the next activity. To deepen our understanding of the lesson, let us do this activity. Prepare your answer sheet and let us begin. Translate the following quadratic equations in standard form. Number 1. X squared minus 3x is equal to x minus 2. The square of x plus 1 is equal to 3. And the quantity 2x plus 1 times the quantity 3x plus 5 equals 2. Try to solve and compare if you will be having the same answer. You may pause the video to answer. Here is the solution for equation 1. Here is the solution for equation 2. And here is the solution for equation 3. Did you get the same answer? If yes, you did a great job. If not, try to solve again. Did you enjoy the activity? Alright. This time, let us summarize what we had learned in this episode. The quadratic equation in its standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. The terms in standard form of quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 are the following. The quadratic term is ax squared. The linear term is bx. And the constant term is c. Now, let us assess what you have learned in this lesson. Are you ready? Let us begin. Read each item carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer in your paper. Question number 1. Which of the following is a quadratic equation? A. 5x plus 3 equals 2. B. 2x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 4. C. 4x squared plus 2 equals 3x cubed. D. Negative 4x cubed plus 3x squared is equal to 0. The correct answer is letter B. 2x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 4. How? Just write the equation 2x times the quantity x plus 4 equals 4 in standard form. Multiply 2x by the quantity x plus 4. 2x times x is 2x squared, and 2x times 4, that is 8x. Then, we add the additive inverse of positive 4, and that is negative 4. So 2x squared plus 8x minus 4 equal to 4 minus 4. And combining like terms, 2x squared plus 8x minus 4 is equal to 0. Question number 2. Which of the following is the standard form of quadratic equations? A. Ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. B. Ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 1. C. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. D. Ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 1. The correct answer is letter C. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Question number 3. Which of the following is the linear term of 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 equals 0? A. 3x squared. B. Negative 5x. C. Negative 4. D. 3. The correct answer is letter B. Negative 5x. In the equation 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 equals 0, 3x squared is the quadratic term, negative 5x is the linear term, and negative 4 is the constant term. Question number 4. What is the quadratic term in 3x times the quantity x plus 2 equals 5? A. 3x squared. B. 3x. C. 6x. D. Negative 5. The correct answer is letter A. 3x squared. Translate the equation 3x times the quantity x plus 2 equals 5 in standard form. 3x squared plus 6x minus 5 is equal to 5 minus 5. And 3x squared plus 6x minus 5 is equal to 0. The quadratic term is 3x squared. Hence, the answer is letter A. Question number 5. The length L of a rectangular wall is 19 meters longer than its width W. What equation would describe the length? A. L is equal to W minus 19. B. L is equal to 19 minus W. C. L is equal to W plus 19. D. W is equal to 19 minus L. The correct answer is letter C. Translate the statement into equation. We let L be the length of the wall and W be the width. Hence, L is equal to W plus 19. And the correct answer is letter C. Did you get a perfect score? That's great! You really understand our lesson well. Now, let us extend what you have learned in this lesson. For your assignment, write the following equations in standard form and identify the values of A, B, and C. Number 1. The square of x plus 1 equals negative 3. Number 2. The square of 2x minus 5 minus 4 is equal to 0. Number 3. The square of 3x plus 2 equals 3x plus 10. Write your answer in your math journal. I hope you have learned a lot in this lesson. Hello again, grade 9 learners! Congratulations! You were able to finish the task in this lesson. See you in the next episode for another exciting and interesting topics about quadratic equations. Next time, we will talk about solving quadratic equation by extracting square root. I am Sir Jerson A. Capuno, your partner in learning. And this is Puerto Princesa Dream TV. Until next time,